How's it going, everybody? It's been a long day, a lot of great content today. It's an honor to be here. Rob McCutcheon, I'm Director of Digital Platforms at Gatorade, and today we're going to talk about, really it was a kind of passion project we did last year to surprise executives. They really weren't expecting it. So, when they say there is no brief for AI, there really is no brief for AI. We're going to talk about a fun AI project we did last year and kind of lessons learned through that. And Christina?
I'm Christina Kalsow Ramos. I'm a group director in the product management department at Work & Co. I've had the pleasure to work with Rob over the past several years on a variety of Gatorade's digital products. As Rob mentioned, today we're going to be talking about the Gatorade AI bottle. We're very excited. It's the first, to our knowledge, of its kind, bringing AI to a physical product.
Let's show a video and we can show you the product.
We're going to show a video. It's going to get very exciting. I'm just going to pass around one of the examples of the bottles, actually my creation. So everyone can take a look at it while we talk through it. I'll go this way.
This is Christina's dog bottle. She's a Brady's Labradoodle, I think?
Labradoodle, yep.
Yeah. All right, cool. So anyways, you can tell, like, from seeing this, pretty fun project. I keep ordering bottles to my house. I have a whole montage of bottles that have cat athletes that are made out of cheese and wear gold chains. And my wife is like, can you stop sending these to the house? How did we get here and how did Gatorade get here? Maybe we could unpack that for a second. Kind of goes back to 2016, and Gatorade's a very mass product, and we're disintermediated from our consumers. So you're seeing our products in retail. We don't have direct relationships with our athletes. And we set out to think about, like, well, what would a more personal Gatorade look like, and what would personalized experiences for Gatorade look like? In 2016, we started to pilot these with the British national soccer team, and it was really focused around science. We were measuring how athletes individually would sweat. How do they lose electrolyte and sweat differently from each other? And there are vast differences, and we built a sweat patch platform that we also launched in digital for everybody a few years ago. And we've done a whole bunch of things in our digital ecosystem, and we worked with Christina's team on this over the past few years to personalize our ecosystem. The sweat patch experience, we built a smart bottle, we built a personalized training app for athletes based on what they were trying to achieve that would tailor to them based on how they performed their exercise. And then we did something that was a little bit more playful, which is, we know every athlete is unique. How do we help them express themselves? That swagger that you bring to sport on the field is part of a mental edge for an athlete. And we wanted to bring some customization to our athletic equipment. This started off super small, so small, almost embarrassingly small. 2019, we gave you the ability to put your name and number and have it custom printed on a lid, and you'd order that from Gatorade.com. And that's where our little bottle platform started. A couple years later, this is 2023, we launched a full customized bottle platform where you're not just customizing the lid, but you could completely custom print the side of the bottle. You could add patterns, color, put your name on that. Custom logos could be uploaded, and we'd moderate those with humans to make sure that they were brand safe. And we built the manufacturing process for you to get, a customized bottle. That being said, cool, but we wanted to push this whole business further. And it's like, how could you get even more personal with equipment? And how do you build that, the ability to get custom art from a consumer to the factory, where you now had this ability to bring custom printing to everybody to fulfill on it. And of course, we give these challenges to our partners to think about.
So it's a pretty lofty goal there, doing personalization at scale. So we went to work right away brainstorming, how could we possibly achieve this? At the time, AI had all the ingredients, and so we were like, could we use that? You know, we can generate images that are unique. We have OpenAI that can expand prompts that users put in. And so we went to work right away, just putting a prototype together. This was built by one of our developers on a flight from actually LA to New York, using our bottle builder and connecting to three to four different AI libraries just to kind of prove out the concept. You can see here, very, very simple, rudimentary. You have a field, you put in a prompt. We're using OpenAI to expand the prompt to give it a little bit more pizzazz. And then we have negative prompts, because of course, as we start thinking about how could this possibly work, we wanted to start thinking about how would we put restrictions in place to make sure this is brand safe. So we got really excited. You could see the outputs here, we're like, wow, this has so much potential for how it could be used. We saw the kind of the scale and the magnitude of the different outputs that could be created. And we thought, not only is this pushing our equipment business, but this also could expand our audience. So Gatorade has historically been a brand that focuses on teen athletes. This could expand to so many different categories. You could have a bottle that matches every single one of your outfits as you go into work every day. You can see mine was a black and white, because those are my two kind of go-to colors that I usually wear. So what we ended up building was a UI that has two different modes. So there is the explore, the design mode, and then there is the type and idea mode. So the explore design mode is kind of geared towards those users who are not as familiar with AI. We took inspiration from Mad Libs, where there are different areas that you fill in. And so there are 39 different passions you could choose from snowboarding to painting to video games. And then there's a variety of what we're calling vibes. These are visual aesthetics that represent the Gatorade brand. We also have color palettes that have been pre-curated from relaxing to vibrant that you can select from. So this, as you choose your different selections, it looks up from a library of over 200,000 pre-generated images, an output of what would be created with those inputs that you have there. The type and idea mode of this is for those users that feel more confident in AI. So you can type in a rabbit cooking, and in the background, what we want to do is to ensure a really good output is we're expanding that prompt. We're giving more details and more vibrancy that then gets put through to create the image. As you can see, we wanted to make sure that we were showcasing kind of the mass scale of what you could create, because you could put anything in this open prompt field. So we had a gallery where we showcased a variety of different outputs that could be created. We also wanted to make sure, as this was kind of a novel product in market, we wanted to make sure we're attracting really intentional users. We didn't want people to go to Gatorade.com and just play around with the technology, but we wanted them to really want to check out and buy a bottle from the final product. So in order to achieve that, what we ended up doing is you have to be logged in to use the open prompt field. You get a variety of free generations that you can use to create your output, and then thereafter it uses your loyalty points. Very small amount of loyalty points, but it at least makes sure that they have some kind of skin in the game of what they're creating. We also had to think about, how do we make sure the outputs feel like they are from Gatorade? They are distinctly Gatorade. So we ended up training the model with style and structure references from bottles that Gatorade had previously created, the custom bottle that Rob walked you through, and then other bottles that had been designed from Gatorade to make sure that all of the outputs felt distinctly Gatorade. And you can see here a few different examples using the different vibes that we have available on the site. All of them do feel like they're part of the Gatorade family.
That's great. So how do you bring something like this to market? A little crazy. We wanted to bring this to market fast. So like, key executive on our team, SVP, said, this needs to launch before anybody else launches it so that we can get some buzz here. Else, you know, how do we defend this as a brand, right? So it's like, you need to be fast. Love the prototype. People love, you know, the tangibility of the prototype really helped us sell the story that, hey, we need to go do this. And we knew we had the ability, you know, we built direct fulfillment. D2C is fairly new at Gatorade.com, but we built direct fulfillment capability. We had partners who were able to transfer, you know, an art file to that factory and have something printed. So those things were already in place. The thing that we needed to do now, well, there's a couple, but one was figure out, okay, we're gonna make a physical product with AI. how do we do that without violating trademark because we're selling something? So we had to find a brand safe partner that could deliver us AI assets, and we also needed to be indemnified of the content to get through legal and trademark. So Adobe was that partner for us. They were very excited about this project, and there was probably 2 months of this work stream we were building while we were, going through the approval matrix at PepsiCo to get this contract signed, which there was no process.
Now, another thing that we were playing around with that I thought was very exciting was the Gatorade bottle. I mean, come on, we get to think and we get to make stuff that's really cool. Younger people, older people. Tell us about this campaign, because I thought it was electric.
Well, what's happening, Jim, is that every single person wants to deliver a personalized experience, right? Whether you're buying a shoe, whether you're buying a water bottle, as you say, with Gatorade, whether you're trying to create a new campaign. So the new word that's clearly taken off is personalization at scale.
And I think, we were the first, I think we're still the only consumer-facing Adobe Firefly use case, so Adobe was super happy to get in on the PR with us. So we got a lot of free press coverage for the brand just by taking a risk. This is Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley with their custom bottles on Inside the NBA. This was pretty awesome to see. This is, a couple weeks later in November, and we're heading towards peak Gatorade.com B2C season all around the holiday. But I think the best thing that we saw is you just see these consumers make their bottles, and we pass these images around every week, and it's what is somebody going to create? And they create some really wild things. Amazing to watch them roll in and think about, how they're delighted with the experience. What's next? I think we're learning a lot. No one's ever built an experience like this. So making it as clear as possible for the consumers, getting them through, helping them get to artwork that they really love. There's a lot that we need to iterate on there. The models that we're building on are also, I think, between Firefly 2 and 3, we saw exponential improvement. We're hoping there's another release this year that can, we can just ride off the back of that. And there's other products that, we can custom print today, so perhaps we will expand this capability across those other things. But yeah, check it out, Gatorade.com, and
let us know.
check out our AI bottles. Let us know how we could be better.